Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Believe in Bengals podcast. That's right. Solomon Wilcott, Adam Pac-Man Jones. Adam is indisposed currently, but we can go ahead and get started because the Cincinnati Bengals were able to win and emerge victorious over the Minnesota Vikings in overtime, mind you, 27-24. Now, here's the thing. I'm stunned by this win. That's right. Me, a diehard Cincinnati Bengal, stunned because Joe Burrow is only 8 months post-operation. This is an injury that should have taken 12 to 18 months to recover, but yet and still he came out, and I'm going to tell you right now, he was stellar. He went 20 of 27, 261 yards, completed 74% of his passes. Mind you, remember, Mike Zimmer, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, he used to coach against these Cincinnati Bengals. He came here wanting to pillage Joe Burrow. And let's face it, this defense did get to Joe Burrow. They sacked him 5 times. And when I see Joe Burrow get hit, I don't know about you, I become concerned. I feel like he's that human candlelight, one blow and he's out. So I'm a little bit concerned, but the fact that he was able to bounce back up and throw daggers down the field to move them into position to win, even in overtime. And we'll talk about that play in a moment because it was a gutsy call by the head coach, Zach Taylor. I thought it was phenomenal. So I was tremendously impressed by the courage, the leadership of one Joe Burrow. He is the real deal. I don't think anybody doubts that. I think what we do doubt is, can the Bengals keep him upright? Can they protect him for a full, complete season? And can he last for 17 regular season games in a tough AFC North division that sack quarterbacks for a living? But so far, so good. Week 1, Joe Burrow, you delivered, my man, bringing it. Adam Jones even called me during the middle of this game, and he was impressed by some of the dimes that Joe Burrow was throwing in this game. I tell you who else I was impressed by. Jamar Chase. The guy couldn't catch a cold during the preseason. 6 targets, 5 drops, just multiple drops, one after another. And it was the same as what we saw in practice during training camp. But this kid fought through it. I give him credit because he opted out in 2020 due to COVID-19, did not play. But you go back to 2019, this is a kid that had 20 touchdown receptions. That's why he was the first receiver to come off the board in the 2021 draft. And clearly, deservedly so, because he had some tough catches. Not all those balls were thrown right to him. Joe Burrow threw one behind him on a 3rd down catch, and he was able to convert. Jamar Chase was targeted 7 times in this game. He caught 5 of them, and of those 5 catches, 3 of them were for a 1st down, not to mention that 50-yard rainbow that Joe Burrow threw on the touchdown pass to Jamar Chase. The fans were loving it. He had 3 of those catches, as we talked about, convert to 1st down plays. When he got going, T. Higgins was going. The offense was clicking. Congratulations to Jamar Chase. Again, Adam Jones and I, we talked about Jamar Chase. I think there were some people who doubted him. I didn't want to doubt him because I knew he sat out all of last season, but I'm sitting there watching him drop all these balls in practice and in the preseason. All right, Jamar Chase, I was starting to scratch my chin, but he removed all doubt in the Queen City about his ability to deliver. There's no doubt he removed all doubt for Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow just kept going back to him, and he was able to make some big-time plays in this game. How about the rookie debut for Jamar Chase? Give that man a thumbs up because he was bringing it. And I'm telling you, everybody in Minnesota is saying to his old teammate, Justin Jefferson, who was that rookie wide receiver last year that put it down, also played with Jamar Chase at LSU. I'm sure after the game, he came across the field, gave Jamar Chase a hug, said, bruh, you putting it down. You gave it to my Vikings, but everyone in Minnesota knows who Jamar Chase is right now. Okay. How about Zach Taylor? A guy who's on the hot seat, Cincinnati. Let's face it, this guy has only won, 6 games in his 2 years as the head coach of the Bengals since he came over in 2019. He had to show us something. Couldn't let a former defensive coordinator like Mike Zimmer come in here and just beat you. You know what? You know what Zach Taylor did? He got the fans in this game. They were rocking to the tune of forcing the Vikings offensive line to have multiple false starts. The Vikings had 12 penalties in this game for 116 yards. You think that didn't play critical moment in terms of the Bengals' ability to win this game? And then Zach Taylor in overtime on the Bengals' very third possession, and what would have been their last possession. This thing was this close to being a tie, if not a loss for the Bengals, but Zach Taylor pulled out all the stops. 4th and inches, he decided to go for it. And if they don't convert on that play, because there's 39 seconds left in the game, they don't convert, he's going to give the ball back to the Vikings with great field position. And granted, he dials up a beautiful play, fake run play. They bring the tight end, CJ Uzomah, across the formation. He connects on a 32-yarder with just seconds left in the game. And in comes this rookie kicker from Florida, Evan McPherson, 5th-round pick. He's the only kicker taken in the 2021 draft. Duke Tobin, I'm going to give you one. This was cool, my man. You drafted a kicker, and boy, did you need him, because he nailed one in regulation. Then he nails the 38-yard game winner to put the Bengals on the board to give them their first opening day win in quite some time. A rookie kicker delivered big time. I'll tell you another guy who delivered, Joe Mixon, running back for the Cincinnati Bengals. The offense has to go through this offensive line. More importantly, it has to go through Joe Mixon, because the Cincinnati Bengals, they dialed up 29 pass plays, or I should say 29 run plays, 27 pass plays for Joe Burrow. They ran it more than they threw it by 2 plays. That's balance. And it's the balance that says, Joe Mixon, you got to be the bell cow. You've got to fuel this offense, much like what the Titans are doing with Derrick Henry. Joe Mixon is the straw that stirs the drink in Cincinnati, and he did it to the tune of 127 rush yards, 4.4 yards per carry. Also had 4 catches coming out of the backfield. Joe Mixon was bringing it, man. I got this win doesn't happen without Joe Mixon. It's going to have to be that way every single week, particularly until Joe Burrow gets back to being 100% with that knee recovery, the recovery from knee surgery. But Joe Mixon, you were bringing it. Look, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, because I'm going to go all good in terms of what we saw with the Bengals in this game on Sunday, getting their first win of the season in week 1. All the other teams in the AFC North won, except the Baltimore Ravens. That's because they play on Monday night in Las Vegas against the Raiders. Pittsburgh Steelers went up. I should say Cleveland. They didn't win, of course. Cleveland Browns. I forgot about that. You had the game won, Cleveland, then you let it go. So I take that back. Bengals win, Steelers win. Let's see if the Ravens can win in Monday night at Las Vegas. But the Browns did play well in Kansas City against the Chiefs, but Patrick Mahomes strikes again. I got to tell you, if I had to say one thing, I had one bone to pick with the Cincinnati Bengals. And I know Cincinnati Bengals fans, you got to ride with me on this. Eli is the poison apple. Yeah, Eli Apple, former first-round pick of the New York Giants, went to school right up the road at Ohio State. And we know Katie and Troy, Mike Brown, you love the Ohio State players. But you did send Billy Price packing. That's right, for B.J. Hill, who had a sack, by the way, his very first game in Cincinnati Bengal uniform. Congratulations to B.J. Hill. By the way, Bengals defense was bringing it until Eli Apple stepped on the field, because do you know he aided and abetted? That's right. The Minnesota Vikings in their first touchdown drive helped them just move right down the field. 3rd and 24. He's in coverage. He can't even get the tackle on the wide receiver to get him out of bounds. He lets him get 25 yards to convert a 3rd and 24 play. Eli Apple, you're better than that, but maybe you're not. Because you know what you also did? You had a holding call inside the end zone on a receiver again. Give the Vikings a first down right there at knocking on the door at the end zone. And then play later, you let Adam Thielen just stiff arm you with a nice little shoulder push off. Give the Vikings their very first touchdown of the season, very first touchdown of the game. Defense was balling. They were just plundering Kirk Cousins. They were getting hits. They were getting hurries. They were getting pressure. Every time you turn around, somebody in secondary, oh, Eli Apple. Not quite coverage good enough. Can't quite tackle. Can't get your man out of bounds. Eli Apple, come on, man. We need you to be better. I'm just going to nickname it Eli the Poison Apple because it was poisonous. You were killing the defense, man. Killing the defense. Anarumo, I could tell you right now, defense coordinator of Cincinnati Bengals, Lou Anarumo. Remember the name because he was dialing it up. The Cincinnati Bengals defensive line was bringing it. They couldn't run the ball. Yeah, we know Dalvin Cook is a lot to deal with. You know that he and Joe Mixon were part of that wonderful draft class in 2017. Great running backs in that draft class. Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Austin Eckler. It's just one hell of a running back after another come out of that draft class. And that's why I know Joe Mixon was trying to give it to him, man. He couldn't let Dalvin Cook upstage him. And lo and behold, that's right, Dalvin Cook coughed it up. He fumbled in overtime. Cincinnati Bengals come away with that fumble that got them that very last possession. And Joe Burrow hooked up with CJ Uzomah. And that's right. McPherson was able to knock through the game-winning field goal. But it wasn't until the defense was able to get that turnover and force Dalvin Cook, who rarely fumbles, but he did fumble, coughed it up. Cincinnati Bengals were able to come away with a win. So if I had one bone to pick, it has to be with Eli, the poison apple, and the Cincinnati Bengals secondary nearly gave the game away because they will find you in the NFL. Kirk Cousins found Eli Apple knowing he can be a liability in the secondary. Eli Apple, you have to get better. I'm glad the Bengals got better. I'm glad that Joe Burrow is feeling better. And I'm glad that Jamar Chase is seeing the ball better without the stripe on it. Cincinnati Bengals, congratulations. They get the win week 1 in overtime against the Minnesota Vikings, 27-24. Thank you, everyone, for joining us right here on Believe in Bengals podcast. We're going to be dropping this hot every single Monday. Adam Pac-Man Jones is going to be with me. You already saw the first episode, which aired last week. We wanted to just bring you a little bit something this week as well. We'll also take a spin around the NFL, talk about some of the other nuggets. Because you know what? I'd love to talk about what I saw from Aaron Rodgers on Sunday. Oh, Aaron, you could do better than that, bro. Love what Jameis Winston brought to the table, his 5 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford, I'm going to tell you right now, man, that's how you debut a career when you playing in my hometown of Los Angeles. You go Hollywood, bro, you got to bring it. You can't come out shy. You got to go big and over the top, exactly what you did. You're making believers out of all of them. I told you guys Matthew Stafford can play. Been hiding up there in Detroit. Took him to the playoff 3 times, and then everybody want to act like he don't know how to win a ball game. Matthew Stafford is the truth. Ask his homeboy Clayton Kershaw over there with the LA Dodgers. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, by the way, still doing what he always does. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in the AFC, you got to go through Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes served notice on Sunday, week 1. And then, by the way, Chandler Jones, 5 of the Cardinals' 6 sacks of the day was had by Chandler Jones. He just wrecked shop against the Tennessee Titans. All right, I'm turning it in, packing it in. Believe in Bengals podcast every single Monday. We're dropping it like it's hot. Me and my boy, Adam Pac-Man Jones. Adam, where are you, man? You don't know how to work that technology over there? It's called a Zoom meeting, bro. All right, goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Holla at your boy.